Welcome student. Today we are going to cover the new kingdom, that is kingdom fungi. Hope you all are fine and happy right now. Let's start our journey toward the kingdom fungi. So what do you know about the fungi? You are studying this fungi from very beginning of class 5. So what are the basic knowledge do you have regarding the kingdom fungi? First of all fungus are achlorophyllous, means they have no chlorophyll. It is one of the most important characteristics of fungi. Means whatever the number of fungi are present on the world, all the fungi do not have any kind of chlorophyll at all. Means they cannot be able to do the photosynthesis. Means the way of the type of nutrition is heterotrophic nutrition. They cannot be able to do the phototrophic or phototrophic nutrition. Means photosynthesis. So the mode of nutrition is heterotrophic. One of the most important features of the kingdom fungi is they are spore forming. Means although they do the sexual mode of reproduction, they can also able to do the asexual mode of reproduction, and during the course of asexual mode of reproduction they produce a lots of spores, and these spores help in their increasing their population and their number. So no vesicular eukaryotic organism. So first of all, they have no any kind of vesicles, and most important, all are eukaryotes. In last two kind of kingdom we studied that kingdom Monera is prokaryotic in nature. Kingdom Protista are eukaryotic in nature. But with eukaryotic they can able to do both the kind of nutrition. Means they can able to do you can say photosynthesis as well as some member cannot able to the photosynthesis. But the most important feature of fungi that their cell wall are made up of chitin. Means they can get separated or differentiate from protista, that the body of protista have no any kind of such a cell wall which is made up of chitin. So all the member of fungus have a special kind of cell wall, and this cell wall is made up of chitin. Understood? And you can say chitin is a kind of fungal cellulose. Means the protistas are unicellular, but the fungi are both unicellular and multicellular. It is the main feature and differences between the fungi and protista. Understood? And the most important thing that you should know that the cell wall of protista is differentiate with fungi, that the fungal have the cell wall made up of chitin. In case of protista, it is made up of polysaccharide or cellulose. Now, reserve food. What is the reserve food that is stored in protista? In fungi. Fungi reserve the glucose in form of glycogen as same as in animal. First of all, those organisms which store the glucose in form of starch are belong to the member Plantae, and those organisms which store the food in form of glycogen are under the kingdom Animalia. But fungi just different from both of them, and they have the intermediate characteristics of both plant and animal. They store the food in form of glycogen as just like animals, and they have cell wall as just like plant, but their cell wall is not made up of cellulose, it is made up of chitin. So there is the basic differences between plantae and animalia. And fungi have the intermediate character of both plantae and animal. In animal, the food are stored in form of glycogen. In the same way, fungi also store the food in form of glycogen. Understood? In their body, it is a reserve food, means they can utilize this food in the in their starvation, means when they do not have any kind of food at that time, they use the stored food, and this stored food is called glycogen. So what is the cell wall of fungi made up of? The cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin. It is different from all the other kind of organisms that have cell wall. So no organism with cell wall has made up of chitin. Hope you understood this topic. Now, mode of nutrition. The mode of nutrition may be saprophytic, parasitic, or symbiotic. Means saprophytic means they can obtain the food from dead and decayed substances or organic substances. And what is the meaning of parasitic? Means organism either on the surface or organism resides or live either on the surface of other living organism, or inside them, and obtain the food from there at the cost of the life of that organism. Means suppose some organism has entered in my body. I am a living organism in which they have entered, or they have somewhere stick on the body surface, and obtaining the food at the place where they have sticked, and killing me day by day. If I am not go for the treatment, I can die. So this kind of nutrition is done by fungi. So fungi both can able to do the saprophytic nutrition, parasitic nutrition, and somewhere they can able to do the symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship means two organisms associate with each other. One provide the raw material and other do the photosynthesis, and after that, after having the photosynthesis, both of them share the food. Very good example of symbiotic relationship just I am giving over here. Lichens. Lichens is the association of algae and fungi. Algae do not able to collect all the raw material. So in that case, fungi collect all the raw material and give it to algae. Algae do the photosynthesis and supply the half of the food that is made by it to the fungi, and both of them live together. If both of them will get separated, both of them will die and they cannot live. In the same way, the another kind of symbiotic relationship between fungi and the root of gymnospermic plant. There are so many plants in the mountainous region. So in that plants have no root hairs, so they cannot able to absorb the food and minerals and water and like all these things. So these higher plants roots has been covered by some fungus. Understood? These fungus collect all the raw material like water, like you can say minerals, etc., and give it to the plant, and the plant do the photosynthesis, and thereby they part the food among each other, between each other. So this relationship is called mycorrhiza. What is called? Mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza. Remember this. This is a very important term. This term has been given in the book. So lichen and mycorrhiza are the two kinds of association that is seen in the kingdom fungi with other organism. In lichen, there is a relationship, there is a symbiotic relationship between fungi and the algae, and in case of mycorrhiza, there is a relationship between higher plants, root of higher plants and fungi. So what kind of reproduction do they do? They can do both the vegetative reproduction, asexual mode of reproduction, as well as sexual mode of reproduction. So vegetative reproduction is done by fragmentation, fission and budding. This kind of mode of reproduction has been studied by you in class 10. So fragmentation, fission and budding is a very simple way of vegetative kind of reproduction that is done by the fungi. So how can they do the asexual reproduction? In case of asexual reproduction, they form some asexual bodies, and these body further develop into new organism. So what are the different asexual bodies? This is conidia, sprangiospore, zoospore, etc. Or sexual. So asexual reproduction is done by these three kinds of spores, that is conidia, sprangiospore, zoospore, and in case of sexual reproduction, they also make some spore or fruiting body. It is mentioned in your book. These fruiting bodies are called oospores, ascospores, basidospores. So with the help of spore, I already told, they survive in the unfavorable condition. When favorable condition comes, they burst the spores and lots of small unicellular organism comes out, and these unicellular organism capable to grow into a new organism. Hope you understand. So what are the different steps of sexual reproduction? You know, during sexual reproduction, there must fusion of two gametes, means two gametes fuse together and fertilize. So in this case, first of all, the plasma of one gamete fuse with the another gamete, and this is called plasmogamy. Plasmogamy means marriage, means mixing. So here plasma of one gamete mixed with another gamete, fusion of male and female gamete. Understood? So what happens after the plasmogamy followed with karyogamy, means when the gametes, two gametes come together, the cytoplasm of two gametes fuse together, and after that the nucleus get fused, and when the nucleus get fused, it is called karyogamy. Two nucleus fuse together and make a single nucleus, and when the single nucleus forms, this single nucleus undergo a lots of division, or you can say meiosis division, and by this meiosis division they produce a lots of haploid or diploid. If meiosis will occur, obviously haploid kind of spores will be produced. So it is a fruiting body, it is covered by a thick walled chitinous wall. Obviously chitinous means fungal cell wall. So they are covered with a fungal cell wall so that they can able to survive in the extreme type of climate, and inside it the nucleus as well as cytoplasm undergo a rapid cell division, and by this rapid cell division they produce a lots of spores, and when the lots of spores has been formed, each nucleus covered by cytoplasm, and a lots of spore forms inside the fruiting body. When the favorable condition comes, the fruiting body bursts and all the spores comes out, and each spore is able to grow into a new organism or new fungus. So the things that I have explained among you is nothing but the basic features of fungi. So let's have a look very simply. They are achlorophyllous, means they have no chlorophyll. They are heterotrophic, means they cannot do able to do the photosynthesis. They are spore forming, means all of them forms the spore for their reproduction. They are non-vesiculars. Eukaryotic organism, means they are mostly eukaryotic in nature. One thing that I have forgot to explain you, that their body is made up of hair-like projections. There is a you can say a cluster of hair-like projections. If I bring out a single hair-like projection, it look like this. It may be classified or septate and have so many cells, or it may not have any kind of septa. Septa means the cell wall has not formed at the middle. Just I am showing you. Wait. Their body is made up of hair-like structure. If I bring a hair-like structure, the hair-like structure will look like this. Okay. And this hair-like structure contain a lots of nucleus. If the cell is, there is a cell wall formed in between the one nucleus, and it will make a filamentous structure, means it is a layer of one cell structure. One cell, first cell, second cell, third cell, means in this way arrangement, means there is a septum. Septum means separated, means the cell wall present will separate the one nucleus, one cell with the other. Then it is called septate structure. If it is not present, means nucleus is spreading here and there into the plasma, and the plasma is not separated by cell wall. In that case, it is called aseptate. So this hair-like projection is called hypha. Hypha is a singular form and hyphae is a plural form. Hypha. So there is a lots of hair-like projection that come that present in the fungus or fungi. These hair-like projections are called hypha. The cluster of fungus like hair-like projections. The cluster means many hair-like projections together called mycelium. So hypha may be septate, means if there is a cell wall present between the two cells, then it can called septate. If the no cell wall is present, then it is called aseptate, means there is no separating cell wall is present. Understood? Sorry. Now, what is the cell wall made up of? The cell wall is made up of chitin. It is a unique feature of fungi. So, in which form food is stored in the fungi? The food is stored in form of glycogen. Hope you understand. Next, what kind of nutrition is done by fungi? They can able to do the saprophytic, parasitic as well as symbiotic relationship. So what the different type of symbiotic relationship has been seen in fungi? Lichens and mycorrhiza. Don't forget, it is very important term. Remember this mycorrhiza. This term has been given in the book. This term is very important for NEET examination. Remember this. Next, what kind of reproduction is followed by them? They can follow both the vegetative, asexual and sexual mode of reproduction. In vegetative reproduction, they can do fragmentation, fission and budding. And asexual mode of reproduction, they form spores. These spores are called conidia, spongiospores or zoospores. The figure has been given in the book. Just have a look over there. So what they would form, they do in course of sexual mode of reproduction. In sexual mode of reproduction, they also form the spores, and these spores are just separate from, different from asexual spores, asexually formed spores. These spores are called oospores, ascospores or basidospores. Next, how the sexual cycle or sexual reproductive cycle is followed. So I explained first plasmogamy happens and it is followed by karyogamy, and then after the karyogamy meiosis occurs, and this meiosis help in the division of the fruiting body inside the fruiting body and forms a lots of spores, and this spores helps in the development of new organism. Hope you understood the thing. So here we are ending our introduction or introductory part of fungi. We will explain, we will understand the different kinds of subkingdom of fungi in our next class. Hope you understood. Bye bye.